What piece of advice can you give the attendees here so that they can go back and never forget you?
Wow. I think if you're sitting in a room and you say, boy, this sounds really complex, it's because somebody hasn't thought about their part. I think if you walk out of the room and you say, I can't really tell what we're trying to do here, you've missed it, and you're not doing best value. Best value is, at its element, simple. And it's that you both understand what things that you're going to take on, what your expertise is, and how it applies to the person sitting across the table from you. And if you can't do it in that one sentence, if you can't do it in that very simple statement, then you yourself and probably your team are somewhere off of the path of getting best value.
So we've often had the discussion, what is best value? And when can we use the best value approach? What delivery systems can we use it in? In what instances can we use it in? Ryan?
So I'm a huge believer in the idea that you start out everything with what you want. And so you can use best value in every aspect of your life, right? And one of the interesting things is you start recognizing when you start every conversation with what you're trying to achieve, what you want, is how few people are actually doing that. And how many people lock into the process that they've already deemed as being something that they're going to do for the rest of their life, or the way they've always done something. It's the immediate thing that people jump on is what they've always done. But if you realize and you can kind of see the departure of how far that is from what we want to achieve, I find that fascinating. It's sort of like being able to recognize waste if you've had any sort of lean experience. And one thing I realize is in every aspect of our business, we're continuously on a day-to-day basis finding what best value is. And it's morphing and changing with the environment. It's morphing and changing with what we're trying to achieve. And it's one of these things that it's a journey of continuous improvement as you go. So I think there's also this aspect where folks confuse best value with a legal term. They confuse best value with a formula. They confuse best value with maybe even a contracting method. And the truth of the matter is best value is part of you, and it's how you're going to respond to the outside environment and the parameters that have come to you, and how you're going to create value in that exchange.
Do you find that when you work with experts, that this concept of utilizing expertise to lower cost and improve value is actually a reality? Can that actually happen?
I can't think of any case where it hasn't happened. What I find interesting is where you measure is what's important. And so I kind of started saying if you start with what you want, what the intended outcome is, and you measure against that, there's no way you can't get there in a best value scenario. What I find folks confused with is they try and silo something, and then they want to measure within one parameter. And it's the interconnectedness of a best value delivery that matters, that creates synergies, that allows you to propel something forward. So whenever I hear something or I pick up a paper and I see somebody making a case about where best value wasn't the lowest cost, it's because they've measured it inside of a closed loop. They haven't looked at the whole picture to figure out what they were actually trying to achieve. So does best value align with a delivery method? And you asked about some particular ones like design build or something along those lines. My absolute favorite delivery method is the one where we have more control over more variables to provide a better value solution. What I find is some of the environments I get into, so many of the pieces are fixed, either by regulation or by sort of old world thinking, that our ability to transform that overall product is limited. But even with that said, we provide a best value service, and no matter what we do, whatever the delivery is. And like I said, it's this journey of kind of saying, here's the intended outcome. Now, how best are we going to work under this parameter moving forward? So, where I don't want anyone to leave this room thinking that best value is simply something that works under a particular delivery method, because it's not. Best value works under any delivery method, and it works under any organizational arrangement that you can come up with. Where I will say certain delivery methods allow you much greater advantages in terms of delivering value and doing it at scale. Wow. So what's the place of innovation in the philosophy of best value? I think it starts under the premise of there is no a single way to do any single thing. I think there's multiple versions of the same way of delivering services. I've often watched several different program or project managers approach a very similar dilemma in much different ways and gotten great outcomes regardless. The other thing I'd love to say, out loud is there's no robots, as far as I know, that do what we do, this is a person base. This is people delivering these services every single day, and I think people like vision. I think they sometimes don't take the moment to sit down and figure out what that vision is. And I would say even Facebook had a dream of connecting, right? Mark sat down and said, I think everyone should be able to connect on these terms. Now, did he have any idea how he was going to do that? No. So even in that innovative sort of standpoint, you've still got to have sort of, this is my vision, and then these are the things that I'm doing in a best value scenario to prove out that vision. And these are the ways that I'm going to exchange services that get me there.
So I guess what you're proposing is when somebody has the best value approach and wants to utilize expertise, it's always innovation. A description of a best value person is they're always trying to innovate to make it better.
And the discipline part of that discussion are the things that I told you I would do are the things I'm going to do for you. And that you have the ability to check on me in these ways to show that I'm achieving that success.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel for more content. If you have any questions about the best value approach or for Dr. Dean, leave them in the comment section below and we'll get to them in a later video. Thanks. We'll see you next time.